Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the second race of the doubleheader from TRRL Thunder Road Racing League. This is Racing for a Cause TV. My name is Chris Legue. With me in the booth for the second race tonight, Rick Hammond Jr. Rick Hammond, how are you doing tonight, brother?
I'm doing great, Chris. Happy Friday. The weekend is here, bud. I'm excited about doing this TRRL trucks. We're at Iowa tonight. It's going to be a good time.
Still a few minutes to go at practice. We're going to get you through practice right now. Looks like we have a pretty nice little field developing for this truck series race here at Iowa. It's 7/8 of a mile track. The laps are going to click off pretty quick, and there's going to be, 70 of them, I believe.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be 70 laps, Chris. It's going to be good. The weather is nice and clear. It's 78 degrees. The track temp is also 78 degrees. This is going to be fun, man. Iowa, we've been here before. It's not a bad track. We're doing a little bit of short track racing tonight here in the trucks. I'm looking forward to it.
I am too, and I'd like to thank everybody who's out here watching us live on Racing for a Cause TV on YouTube tonight. Bug, it's good to see you out there. Keep on chatting, brother. Now that we're talking, I'll be able to just answer you. I don't have to type anymore. And yeah, you're right. Man, that accident was just unbelievable. If you don't know what we're talking about tonight, the trucks were racing at Texas, and Peters kind of went into the infield a little bit. His tire dug in, sent that truck for a ride. A lot of damage. Hopefully, we're not going to see any of that tonight here, though, from TRRL. We've got a bunch of trucks out there trying to make hay, see what they can do, and man, I'm getting kind of pumped up. I'm ready to go.
It's going to be exciting, Chris. This is a good track. It's a nice little short track. It's not the short tracks that we're used to in our late model series over there at Racing for a Cause, but the TRRL bringing us live tonight, man. This is exciting. It's a new partnership there with Racing for a Cause TV. It's going to be a good time. We're going to have some fun.
Yeah, right now, 11 cars out there on the track trying to figure out a good way around this track. One that doesn't kill the tires and one that gets you the best speed. Man, I'm thinking that we're probably going to have some pretty fast laps here based on some of the practice times that I'm seeing. Right now, John Fershing Jr. in the number 15 truck, he has got the fast time in practice with a 23.197. The next closest one to him, 23.220. That's David Caines in the number 3 car, and Bucky Burt in the 25 car with a 23.228. So throw a blinker over those 3 cars. Excuse me, I gotta get used to saying trucks. John Fershing Jr. definitely is a solid racer. He was the winner of the earlier race held by TRRL at Charlotte. So let's see if he can make it 2 in a row here tonight on Racing for a Cause TV.
Yeah, it was definitely a good race, Chris. I was watching that while you and Patrick were broadcasting, and that was a really good race. Congratulations, John, on that win. Let's see if we can do it tonight in the trucks also here in Iowa.
Now, the trucks actually do race here at Iowa in real life, so they're not a stranger to the track. But you see right there, John Fershing gets loose off from that corner, and that is something that can definitely happen. As you see, the 24 car, same thing, right there in the same corner. And again, I said car. I have got to get out of my habit of saying car. We're racing trucks tonight.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a lot of that tonight, Chris. With the track temp only being 78, there's not going to be a lot of grip. It's, if it cools down a little bit or as it heats up the tires wearing, I think it'll get a little bit better here. But, I think it's going to be an interesting race. Iowa's kind of a fun track once you learn how to race around it. And these trucks are just a ball to drive. It's one of my top 4 cars in iRacing that I like to drive. So it'll be very interesting to see.
Rick, we always talk about your favorite tracks, and we know them. They're Daytona, they're Talladega, they're Bristol, tracks like that. Me, I have a special place in my heart for this track. One of the very best races I've ever had on iRacing was on this track in the Xfinity car. So I really want to see how these trucks get around. To be honest, I have never had a truck out on this track. I don't know how they feel.
Yeah, now that I'm thinking about it, I may have done a couple of official races here, Chris, but I don't really remember it too much, so I bet you these things are going to be a ball to wheel around here on this little short track here. And like you were saying earlier, hopefully they have a little bit better luck than they are down over there in Texas in the real life in the Camping World Series. I'm glad to see that everybody's okay, and you know, they're racing down there, having a good time. They got a small field down there also, Chris. So you know, the Truck Series needs a little bit of help. These guys are gonna put on a good show, and you know, maybe it'll get some of the real guys excited to join iRacing to do some real racing.
And speaking of joining, Bucky Burt is the owner of this particular league, TRRL, Thunder Road Racing League. Hey, if you don't have some league on a Friday night and you're looking for something to do, these guys are running Xfinity cars for race 1, and then they hop into their trucks and race in another state. That's the only possible on a sim. Racing in another state in the trucks. And he's doing a fantastic job. And really, I can't thank him enough for bringing us on board to broadcast for him and his league, TRRL, Thunder Road Racing League, brought to you live again by Racing for a Cause TV.
Yeah, and if you're interested in joining as a member out there, the actual league name on iRacing under the league directory is TRRL, like Chris said, Thunder Road Racing League, Bucky Burt Show Challenger. These guys are some outstanding drivers, man, Chris. They really put on a good show, and it's going to be fun. And they're definitely looking for more members. Definitely hit them up there. It's a good place to race.
As we're getting ready to start qualifying, you see the trucks start disappearing. It is getting close to that time. Enough with the practice. It's time to bring on the real thing. We're going to do a couple laps of qualifying, and we're going to get this race started and ready to go. You see Bucky right there coming off the track. I'm getting excited for this. I can't even wait for qualifying to start. Hopefully it's soon.
Yeah, right now I'm listening to the radio chatter. It sounds like Bucky's just going over through a couple of rules with the drivers. Looks like we're going to have 11 trucks make the field tonight, Chris. We'll see how it goes. I wish all the drivers good luck, and all the viewers, thank you again for coming out here tonight for Racing for a Cause TV to watch the TRRL Racing League here on Racing for a Cause TV.
And you hear some of the engines starting up as they're getting ready to start taking the track. The first one who enters the track will take on hold of. Just waiting for them to move. Did they already qualify, or do they not do a qualifying in their truck
Chris,
series?
I think I'm not exactly sure what's going on here. It says qualify 45 minutes. They may be doing it as a practice / qualifying right now. John Pershing Jr. in that number 15 car looks like he might be taking the pole, because I do see the pace car out there with waiting for the field to grid up. So this is going to be very interesting, Chris.
Okay, I'm not entirely sure on the setup on this one. We're going to have to get some clarification, but it looks to me like we're starting to get ready to grid, and we'll bring up the grid here as soon as they start moving. We have 7/8 of a mile to get them all out to you tonight. 11 trucks ready to do battle here at Iowa. Some really neat looking paint car jobs out there. And there's that number 3. That thing's wild. Rob, I agree. I need some clarification on that one. I'm not sure what happened. It went right from practice, and it looks like we are gridding, so we're going to treat it that way for now. If we're wrong, I apologize. Rick, you want to go ahead with the grid, please?
Yeah, and I want to just apologize in advance in case I murder anybody's names here, but I'll do my best here. First time broadcasting these guys. But in the first place with the pole position, John Pershing Jr. And the number 15 car next to him in second place is David Keynes. Bucky Burt comes in third in that qualifying run. Grayson Trexler fourth. Travis Lonis, I believe you were saying, in fifth spot. Corey Blevins in sixth. Rudy Widrick in seventh. Justin Richer in eighth. Justin Anderson in ninth. Jason Eisenhower in 10th, and rounding out the field is Matthew Edens, and that number 1 truck.
There you have it. That sets the grid, and you see the pace lights are off. I believe we're getting ready to go green this time by.
I agree, Rob. That's not the normal way that we see Bert. Bucky's a really great guy, though. He's got a really cool name. You know, he's right up there. I would say he's definitely my favorite, I think, tonight.
Yeah, it's a good-looking page. A lot of them out there. And Bug from State Farm, he's absolutely right. 11 cars doesn't sound like a lot, but I'll tell you what, 7/8 of a mile, 180 miles an hour off from the straightaways, that can be plenty. It's going to get exciting, and it's going to happen from lap 1 all the way through tonight's race here at Iowa. TRRL getting ready to do battle as the pace car enters turn 3, getting ready to take a hard left-hand turn into the pits and get these cars sailing under green. There's that left-hand turn. We wait. John Fershing Jr. starts the truck up, and he is shot out of the cannon. The 15 car, the 3 car, they're holding on. The 3 car with a nice little battle coming back up on the outside, trying to get back in. He's looking to go side by side as they enter turn 3.
These guys got a really good start to this race, Chris. They're 2x2 right now, pretty much all the way back. Looks like down towards the back of the pack. They're trying to fan out a little bit, but the number 3 car there of David Carnes, he pulled way up on the outside. He got around John and that number 15, and he takes the lead and opening up a little bit of a gap there.
Yeah, if you're too far down, you'll eat your tires. If you're too far up, you can hit the wall. But there is a sweet spot around this track, and it looks like David Caines had it there on the first couple of laps as he is your leader right now. John Fershing Jr. trying to hold on to second. You see a nice run on the inside. That could cost him some tires later on, but that was a great push right there to try and catch up to the leader, the 3 car, Caines.
25 moved way up there on the number 64, Trexler. Avoided contact, good driving there. They're battling for that, what is it? It's the 4th and 5th place. Oh, we have a car that spun a little bit. It looks like it might have been Trexler. Caution's out.
Caution is out. Grayson Trexler spinning it around. We're going to go back and take a look and see just what happened to him right now. You see right there the 64 car. That's the one we're paying attention to. The 64 car crosses the start-finish line clean, no problem at all. He's got the 25 car in, and it looks like a self-spin. And then hard into the wall as he tries to correct it and just overcorrects into the wall. A couple other trucks get into him, but you know what? I don't think it's going to matter too much on this track. Aerodynamics, not a big deal on this track. As we go back live now, you see that car is kind of crab walking the back of that thing, so he might have some suspension damage. And we'll take a look back up front. David Caines in the 3 car, John Fershing Jr. He's your second place. Actually, he just dropped back to, John Fershing Jr. decided he's going to be the first car down pit road. So an early pit stop for some of these cars. I don't think Grayson Trexler is done, Rob. I really don't. That was just a little bit of damage. I think he can probably get it fixed up. Aero is not going to be a big issue on this track with these trucks. So as long as the power's okay, if they can straighten out the steering, I believe that truck will be back out on track.
It's kind of interesting to see the amount of trucks that went into pit road, Chris, for some new tires. Iowa is a tough track. It is tough on the tires. They do wear down quite often, quite easy. Especially if you're really pushing that inside line. Really where you want to be is kind of in the middle of the track. And, it's a tricky track to get around. I'm sure it's hard in the trucks as it is in the cars. I know, like I said, we've hit here in the late models, and it's a little bit different. But, these guys are good. But right now it looks like the top 4 has stayed out, and everybody else went down for new tires. So it'll be interesting to see what happens here.
Rob, to answer your question, based on that truck right there, the 64, it's as clean as the day is long. I'm going to say they do have at least one quick fix in this series. And Grayson Trexler has used it up. He'll be dropping back to the end to start this race over again when we go back green, but he has a brand new truck, looks like, and he is ready to roll again.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't be counting out Trexler at all. You know, we're going on 8 instead of 70 here, Chris. So he's got plenty of time to work his way up through the field, and we'll see what happens.
That kind of wild looking paint scheme on the number 3. Let's see if we can get a better look at that. And that thing has every color on it that you can imagine. We'll go through. There's the Hot Wheels Toyota of Bucky Burt.
I do believe that number 3 car is painted as a memorial to the Kentucky Kid, also known as Nicky Hayden, who lost his life there. He was an American motorcycle racer, Chris. It's a very cool. I do see his number on there, so I'm guessing that's what that is. It's kind of a funky paint job, but I like it.
As we burn through the field, taking a look at all the trucks, I do believe that leader has lane choice, and that is why you see David Keynes up top. Leader has lane choice in this series. Yeah, Rob, we were talking about that right before the race started there. That was one nasty crash. Thank goodness he's okay.
Going to be interesting as the lights come off on that pace car, Chris. See how this restart happens here with that top 4 that have the old tires. We're about to see it here.
The first car with new tires, the 15 car of John Fershing Jr. He's riding 5th right now. David Keynes in the 3 car, your leader, decides to go on the outside lane. And so far, it's starting to pay off for him as he's carrying momentum around turns 1 and 2 onto the backstretch. There's the 3 car.
These guys are doing a good job. I think that was a really smart move on Kane's part and that number 3 truck, Chris, to take that outside lane. That's where he wants to be. That's where he feels comfortable as he comes up across start-finish line here. He has a very good lead here. I don't think he has much to worry about right now. Just trying to take care of the equipment, take care of them tires.
And you see the 18 car backing up on the track a little bit. Travis Slonis got a little bit tight, and he had to get on the binders a little bit. Everybody behind him did a nice job checking up. And he's gathered his truck back up, coming back up to speed, trying to hold on to 6th position. Right behind him in the 1 car, we've got Matthew Edens. Matthew in that number 1 car right there. We got some good battles going on up front. The 24, the 25, 15, and 16. The 18 truck of Travis Slonis just kind of sitting back, watching it all unfold in front of him. We're 3 wide.
Doing a good job. 3 wide right now, Chris. Corey Blevins there in the middle, not sure exactly what to do, just holding their line. The 15 of John Christian Jr., he cut back a little bit. He's on the inside there. We'll see how that works out for him. I know he likes that inside line, so it's going to be interesting to see if those tires can hold out.
Some really good racing there as we're looking to go 3 wide again. 15, 16, 18. It's getting wild back here in the pack. Meanwhile, David Keynes in the 3 car is advancing his lead. He's got an interval right now of 1.6 seconds. We're still 3 wide. The 18 truck may have just touched the wall a little bit, but he's able to gather back up. He's still fighting for position back here.
It's going to be interesting because it looks like Kane's going to be picking up the number 36 truck of Jason Eisenhower down there in that truck. He's trying to stay on the lead lap here, Chris. I'm not exactly sure what happened to him. I don't know if he just got a really bad restart, maybe missed a couple of shifts or something, but you know, the leaders will be catching him here shortly.
Jason Eisenhower running that 36 car doesn't seem to be racing quite the same pace as some of the other guys, but we'll keep an eye out on that truck as we go back to the leader. You see the interval there, not very far at all. Probably just about 2.5 second interval between Jason Eisenhower in the 36 and the leader David Keynes in the 3 truck.
Bucky Burt has a good battle going on here right now with John in that number 15 truck as John gets by Bucky. The 18 had to check up a little bit. He was in the back of that truck giving a little push to see if he could help out a little bit. He backs off. That's probably the smartest thing to do there, so that way Bucky doesn't get turned around.
And good racing back in the pack. John Fershing Jr. started this one back up in 5th. Now he's in third place and moving forward. The 25 car, Bucky Burt, following his footsteps around the Iowa, the 7/8 mile track, putting on a good show for us here tonight so far.
Kane's done a really good job. He's just hitting his marks, Chris. He's comfortable right now. He's got a nice clear track ahead of him. The air's clean. The truck's staying cool. Water temp staying down. He's just along for the ride right now.
And again, not really sure what's happening with a 36 truck. He's having some issues with speed right now. Right now, he is showing 2 laps down. Jason Eisenhower in the 36. May have some damage on that truck, slowing his truck down. I want to take a moment right now, thank all of the viewers here tonight with us. We know it's a late one if you're on the East Coast. It's 11:30 over here on our time. But thank you very much for joining us here at Racing for a Cause TV, bringing you TRRL truck action here at Iowa Speedway.
Watching that 82 truck, he just hit the apron. He went sideways a little bit, Chris. I think he might be able to collect it. Oh, he just spun out, but he kept it off the wall just barely. I doubt we're going to see a caution, but Justin Richard just had a really bad experience with that apron. As you know, that apron's very slippery down there, and it turns these trucks around just like they do the cars. And he saved it. He's getting back up to speed, but he did lose a lot of time.
Justin Richard fell prey to the apron. As you saw, he spun it, but he was able to gather back up. No caution. We're on lap 20 of 70. These laps are clicking off quick tonight, and I don't expect anything to change that. 7/8 of a mile, it doesn't take long to get around this track at these speeds.
No, not at all, Chris. I mean, these trucks are powerful. They're fast. You're eating the miles up here down in Iowa, but they're putting on a good show. They're racing really good right now as the track temperature is still sitting at 78, but these tires are starting to dial in and see what happens with these guys.
As we're watching Bucky Burt in the 25 car, you see they're passing the slower car, I believe. Was that Justin? No, that was...
I believe that was Rudy Whitrick.
Yeah, that's Rudy.
94.
Rudy in the 94 experiencing some difficulties as he's not quite up to speed. I haven't raced yet with the new build, but I understand the tires are falling off a little quicker than they used to. Well, that's something to know, Rob. I feel a lot better now. Rob telling me it's 11:31 a.m. on a Saturday morning in Hong Kong.
Well, we'll be there shortly. That's only 12 hours away, Chris.
It won't take us 12 hours to finish this race the way they're going right now. Lap 24 of 70. John Fershing Jr. doing a good job in third place right now, trying to catch the 24 car, Corey Blevins. Corey Blevins 2.1 seconds behind your leader, David Keynes, in the number 3 car. We go back in the pack just a little bit. You've got the 25 car, Bucky Burt. He's followed by the 18 car truck of Travis Lonis. In the 1 car, Matthew Edens right behind him. And just a little bit behind that pack, you have the 16 car, but just ahead, Matthew Edens in the 1. He's taking an inside lane trying to get around the 18 truck of Travis.
Travis in that number 18 DeWalt truck has been getting a really good run on Bucky Burt there. He doesn't quite have enough time to make that pass, but he's definitely been putting some pressure there with that. I believe that is a Toyota. That is something that we're not used to seeing where we race, Chris. It is kind of cool to have the different manufacturers out here doing a little show, but these guys are putting on a heck of a race here, and that 18 truck is dialed in. He's just waiting for one little mistake of that 25 so he can make that pass cleanly.
And you see the 1 car going for a wild ride on that track. He's able to keep it off the wall and just touches the outside retainer. That's going to bring out a caution, I believe. I believe it does. Yes, it is right there. Oh, and the 36 just T-bones right into him. 36 trying to take the low line, had no place to go as he was hard on the brakes and into the 1 car.
Yeah, I think a lot of this has to do with these guys, dealing with that new business, because that is exactly what I've been hearing all over the iRacing forums and everything, that these tires just, they go away so much faster now. There's a lot of changes that happen on this build, so, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, it really is. Matthew Edens in the one car. Who was that I got into him? Jason Edens. It was Eisenhower 36 car, I believe.
Yeah, Jason Eisenhower in the 36 truck, Chris.
Oh, jeez. Sorry about that. We had black screen there for a minute.
And David Kane in the number 3 car. Looks like pretty much everyone's coming down pit road, Chris, for 4 new tires and some Sunoco racing fuel.
So this is going to shake things up a little bit, as cautions normally do. We'll see who has the lead when it's all shooken out, but right now the race leader still being shown as David Kane's in the 3 car.
And I can confirm that, Chris. It looks like the top 8 who are on the lead lap have come down for 4 new tires, get some stickers on, some Sunoco racing fuel, and let's see. I'm thinking David Kane's might have won the race out of pit road there.
David Kane's does look like he was the first car off pit road. Although John Fershing is showing that he is pit twice, so John may have pulled a little sneaky do right there. He did. He absolutely did. John Fershing Jr. right now showing as your race leader in the 15 truck.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what he did, Chris, but that was a really smart move, as he was showing in 3rd place there, but now he is the race leader.
John Fershing Jr. came down pit road. He may have only opted to get right side tires, perhaps. That's about the only way I can see that he would have been able to do that little trick. Although, in the last race, I will say he was very, very smooth on and off pit road, and that will always get you positions.
Oh, it definitely will, Chris. And John, I mean, from that last race, and I know the Daytona race that we first broadcasted with the TRRL didn't really work out in his favor, but man, tonight, right before this race, when he was over at Charlotte in the Xfinity cars, he did a good job. He actually won that race, and it is confirmed as I talked to his pit crew and crew chief that he did just take 2 tires there, Chris.
Okay, so we have confirmation on 2 tires on the 15 truck. And he is showing the race leader, so he is going to have the option inside or outside. And I'm telling you, the way the outside line's been going, I would be almost willing to bet that he's going to go the outside. The only thing that might stop him, that 15 truck. The driver behind that wheel, he loves driving on the paint on that inside line. The 82 car just ahead of the 15. He's showing 2 laps down. He is going to do a wave around, try and get one of those laps back, and then we're going to get ready to go back green flag racing. That should happen as we cross start finish line this time by.
I just want to mention that the TRRL League is looking for more drivers. If it's something that you're interested in, head on over to iRacing, into the league directory, look up the TRRL Bucky Burt Challenger League is what it's under. It looks like right now they're racing the Xfinity cars and the trucks on Friday nights. And I definitely want to give a shout out to all our viewers here Friday night. You guys are watching, you're out here. Bug, I appreciate, and it's always good to see you, my friend. As the lights on the pace car are off, we're going to be getting ready to go back to green flag racing.
John Fershing Jr. opts to take the outside lane this time by as we get ready to go back to green flag racing. He's got the 25 car Bucky Burt behind him. On the inside, you've got the 3 of David Keynes and the 24 of Corey Blevins.
And there they go, Chris. Right now, the 3 of Keynes and Frisching, they're doing a really good side-by-side racing here, but it looks like that number 3 truck might actually make it. The number 15 did get a little bit loose there, so we'll see what happens there.
That little wiggle was enough to give Dave Keynes back the lead as he moves up. John Frisching Jr. moves down. They're bumper to bumper as they cross the start-finish line, starting lap number 35 of 70. We're halfway through this one.
That outside line's really the fast line, Chris. That's where a lot of guys seem like they want to go. Not really too many hitting that inside lane. It's a tough race. It's hard to pass here in pretty much any car that I've driven on Iowa. So these guys are doing a really good job. You got to be patient. Like you said, we're halfway through, but there's still plenty of time left to conserve tires, conserve fuel, make smart passes, and that's all that needs to be done to win this race here.
David Keynes has a mirror full of John Frisching Jr. right now, and right behind him a good battle for third place between the 24 car Corey Blevins and the 25 truck, of Bucky Burt. Bucky Burt ends up taking third place with the 25 Hot Wheels truck. 24 car Corey Blevins settles in for fourth place. They're running nose to tail right now. And just as I say that, Corey Blevins takes a wicked run to the inside and passes Bucky Burt on the inside, and it looks like a crossover from Bucky Burt.
That's some really good racing there, Chris. That was a really good move there by Corey Blevins. He almost had it, but he just needed a little bit more time to finish that run as that Toyota number 25 Hot Wheels truck came right up, did the crisscross, and now they're back to racing door-to-door right now.
Door-to-door action for what is trying to be third place. Bucky Burt, Corey Blevins, the 18 truck of Travis Lonis. She's trying to get involved right now as Corey in the 24 decides maybe he would like third place, and he starts separating himself from both the Bucky Burt car and the Travis Lonis truck.
Now what's been really cool is those guys are fighting for third place and swapping out, or actually fourth place and swapping out back and forth. That actually allowed the number 16 truck of Justin Anderson to catch up a little bit there. He did back off. We do have a car that is spun there in the back.
That's the 64 car of Grayson Trexler. I believe that's the second time Grayson has spun that truck around tonight, and he is kind of waiting for traffic to go by. Backs up, caution flags out. We're going to take another look at that one. I'm going to not play it yet. You see the 64 car right there to the right of the screen. It looks like the rear end of that truck is ready to come out from underneath it already. So let's take a peek at it here. That truck may be running a bit on the loose side. And that's exactly what it was. That truck got loose on him and he tried to overcorrect. As soon as he did that, he was back the other way and in the middle of the track. So the 64 car doesn't hit anything and nothing hits him. We're back live. Grayson Trexler got lucky on that one. No damage to the truck. Just a little pride. As we look in on the leaders, they're all coming in again. Leaders coming in. They want tires. They're screaming for tires. And I would be too. This track does eat them up.
Oh yeah, they don't last long on Iowa, Chris, and these guys are definitely coming down for some new tires. Poor Trexler there in the 64. He tried to get a little bit of a run going way down into the exit of the corner, and unfortunately it didn't work out for him. The truck just slid out from underneath him, but he did a really good job at saving it, Chris. And he was very respectful, stayed, on the track, but he didn't move. He just held his brakes there and waited for the traffic to go through. So congratulations to him. That was a good job.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Sometimes you have to do what you have to do, and sometimes that means stay on the brakes and close your eyes and hope nobody hits you. And that's exactly what happened. Grayson Trexler able to continue on in this one.
Yeah, as Rob's saying, I don't know if it's really intentionally pulling the yellow, Rob. Really, if you think about it, and what I do when I drive too, is if I spin and I'm able to stop on the track, as long as I'm safe and I'm not in the middle of a pack where I know that there's a bunch of guys behind me, that aren't going to have time to hit the brakes and slow down a little bit. I mean, that's rookies one-on-one, man. When you see a car or a truck spinning there in front of you, you want to let off and try to make the smart moves. And it's always easier if you know that guy's going to stay there instead of moving across the track. You don't have to make that split-second decision, which is going to either put you into the wall or put you into that person. So I think Trexler did a really good job there, Chris. I agree with the move that he made to stay on that track, and I do definitely want to congratulate him. It's good to see that there are people out there that actually think about that when they do a spin like that.
Definitely a call that can go either way. I like the move myself. Get on the brakes, stay on the brakes, make sure that everybody knows that you're having some issues. Hopefully they all dodge you. In this case, again, the 64 truck of Grayson Trexler was lucky. Nobody was into him, and it could have gone the other way pretty easily.
Yeah, I'm thinking he might have taken just two, Rob. I think, John in that 15, I believe it's a Toyota. It is a Toyota. The I Love New York Toyota, number 15. He knows what he's doing, man. I think he's really looking to win both of this doubleheader race tonight here. He did just win in the Xfinity cars at Charlotte, and I think he's going to try to do it again here in Iowa.
John Fershing Jr. leading the troops as we're on lap 44 of 70. We're on the backside of this race right now, and that I Love New York truck is looking good up front right now. David Kane's in the 3, biting at the nail. He really wants the opportunity to try and get ahead of John. It looks like pit strategy is going to really put the challenge to the 3 truck of David Kane's tonight.
Yeah, Rob, he might have been in the truck or in the middle of the track there, but I still believe that was actually a smart move on his part. He knew, I mean, there's only 11 trucks here. He wasn't really up with the leaders when he did it. He knew that it was, he had enough time, but he wanted to make sure that he didn't start going down like what we saw in an earlier caution there, where one of the trucks got T-boned there, so.
John Fershing Jr. to the outside once again as the guys double up, getting ready to go. Green flag racing again. The pace car leads them around to the backstretch. We're getting ready to go back green. We've got the backstretch, turn 3 and 4, and then we are live action green flag racing again. John Fershing Jr., David Kane's on the inside. Bucky Burt, 3rd place in the 25. Corey Blevins in the 24, running 4th place. Justin Anderson, somebody who we haven't really spoken about too much tonight. He's driving the 16 car, quietly making his way into the top 5. So a good job there. And we are getting ready to go back green as you see the pace car drop down on the pit road.
And the green flag's out. They're letting those horses run in those trucks, Chris. It looks like John Fershing Jr. in that 15 truck got a really good restart there. He does move down a little bit. He opened up that gap. That was actually kind of interesting to see that he actually left that lane open, but the number 3 of Kane couldn't do anything there as Bucky Burt tries to come up into the inside to see if he can make the pass for 2nd place.
25 and 24 trucks go side by side, smack doors and come off from each other. No harm there. Just some hard racing. As right now, Bucky Burt in that 25 car has 3rd place, but on his outside, I was just talking about him, the 16 truck. Justin Anderson doing a nice job, like he said before, silently running in the top 5. He's right now fighting for 3rd.
Yeah, it's a really good battle going on here, Chris. You got the 24 trying to make get up there on the 16s bunch, and we have a caution again. Might have been Matthew in the number 1, maybe.
Matthew Edens and the 36 car of Jason Eisenhower involved in this one. It looks like the 36 car is up in smoke. Let's take a look and see if we can find out what happened.
Yeah, that number 1 of Matt Eden's definitely got some damage on there, Chris. His tire's not really, truck's not turning very well as he smashed into the wall again, comes around. That's unfortunate.
You see him here, the 1 car. 82 dropping low on the 1 car, trying to make a pass. Oh, it looks like the 82 and the 1 actually started at 36, was just in the wrong spot at the wrong time. through no fault of his own, the 36 car, Jason Eisenhower, into the 1 car, and that's what started the smoke show out of that 36 truck. So we're under caution again, lap 49 of 70, just about 2/3 of the way on this one. Your leader still the 15 truck of John Fershing Jr. John running a pretty clean race. His truck doesn't even have a dent on it. The 3 truck, David Keynes. Some really funky wheels on that truck. I kind of like that a lot. David Keynes running second. He's still trying to figure out a good way to get around John Fershing Jr. And he's got about 20 laps to do it. So we'll keep an eye on that battle. 3rd place right now, the 16 truck, Justin Anderson. So Justin doing a whale of a job running top 3 now. As you see the 25 car coming down pit road. Bucky Burt decides he's going to get some service done to his truck. Back out on track, Travis Lonis in the 18 truck being scored 4th place right now. And Bucky Burt 5th now, not 5th. Rudy, I'm sorry, your name is going to kill me. Rudy Riddick. We're just going to call him Rudy. In the 94 truck. He's now in the top 5.
Yeah, really unfortunate there for Bucky and then number 25 Hot Wheels Toyota. He did not get a call from his crew chief to come down pit road, and he went an extra lap there, and so he's going to be starting from the back again, Chris.
Bucky Burt starting from the back after this one gets going again. At least he'll have fresh tires. He'll be on the lead lap. He's going to be scored 8th.
As we're doing another pace lap, Chris, I just want to say thank you to the viewers that are watching us. If you haven't yet, please give us a like, a thumbs up, a thumbs down. If there's something about the broadcast that you don't like, please put it in the comments so that way Chris and I know what we can do to get better. And of course, the most important thing is, please, if you have not yet, hit that subscribe button down below to see all the action. Friday nights, we are bringing you the Thunder Road Racing League. We are bringing both trucks and Xfinity. And also on Racing for a Cause TV, on Monday nights, we have a Racing for a Cause K&N Throwback Series for Chris and I's league, Racing for a Cause. And on Wednesday, we do the late models.
And I just want to put it out there one more time. Right now, we have 69 subscribers. The very next race of Racing for a Cause is after we hit 100. I will do a broadcast live from the inside of my race car. I'm not sure how I'm going to do it, but that's what my plan is.
Yeah, Buck, they definitely have. As the lights come off that pace car, they're going to be coming around one more time, and we're going to get back to things back racing. You know, they might only have 11 trucks, but you cannot look at that as a bad thing. I mean, sometimes if you have more vehicles out on a track, especially a short track like Iowa, it is totally caution filled. These guys are putting on a really good show. There's 11 trucks that are doing a really good job out here, and a lot of these guys actually just got done doing, you know, like we said, they did a double header, so, you know, they just jumped out of the Xfinity cars into the trucks, so they're geared up, ready to go on this Friday night here in Iowa.
And the pace car pulls into the pits. John Fershing Jr. getting ready to go green flag racing again, and the flag drops. John takes him over the start-finish line. John Fershing Jr. on the outside getting heavily challenged right now by the 3 of David Keynes. David with a nice roll on the inside, on the outside of John Fershing, the 18. So John Fershing Jr. is absolutely being attacked, and he ends up saving 2nd place out of that. David Keynes in the 3 truck with a great restart ends up 1st place right now. And you see them, they're 3 wide back there.
That number 3 Chevy Kentucky Kid truck is very powerful there. He made that pass on the inside as John goes down low to pass the 18, make sure that he doesn't get that run. These guys are getting a good run if they smooch down just a little bit. And this is some definitely good racing. As it looked like John is starting to catch up in that 15. Maybe a couple more laps, he'll be door to door as the 18 comes onto the inside, sees what he's doing, and he's going to try to make the pass there. Travis is almost clear of John. Can he do it? It looks like he can. That 24 car sees the opening also, Chris, so he's going to try to go on the inside of the 15.
And meanwhile, while that was happening, Bucky Burt hits the wall. He is blowing up. He's going down pit road. The 18 gets into John Fershing Jr. in the 15. Travis Lonis pushed up a little bit. John Fershing had no place to go. He tags the wall, slows him down a little bit. John drops down to fourth. Travis in the 18 truck is in third. He gets into the 24. 24 hits hard into the wall. We are under yellow again. Travis Lonis in the 24 car of Corey Blevins get together. Corey Blevins with the short straw ends up with his nose in the wall. Tough break for Corey Blevins, running in the top 5 for most of the night. Falls back, but it looks like he's going to be able to continue. I just don't know what kind of damage really is there. See if we can take a different look here. You see the right hand side of that truck is beat in a little bit. The hood's popped up. The driver is red in the face. But I think he's going to be fine. And you see the leaders coming down pit road yet again. This could be the last time. I don't know if anybody will dare to pit with under 10 laps to go. So this could be the last time we see pit road happening tonight in these trucks. David Keynes comes to a stop in his Silverado. You see John Fershing Jr. just ahead of him. Truck doesn't appear to be in that bad a shape. John Fershing Jr. should be okay for the rest of this race. Looks like he is going to take 4. I think he's done with 2 tires after that one.
Now, I'm not exactly sure, Chris, how many fast repairs they have, but the 18 was pretty beat up there. That Toyota was smashed up into the front, but it is crystal clean now. It is nice and smooth, ready to go. I think that was a smart move of Travis and that number 18 DeWalt truck to save that fast repair, and now he's going to be able to contend.
So with 12 laps to go, we've got some guys out there with brand new trucks ready to get around Iowa Speedway. We've got 12 laps to go, and this one is going to be a pretty good finish, I think. These guys are really starting to beat on each other's doors.
Oh, I agree, Chris. I mean, right now, Kane's in that number 3 Kentucky Kid truck is looking for to start on the outside. He knows how to restart. That truck is fast, especially if we can get out there with just a little bit of clean air. I think it's going to be one heck of a race. I don't know if John's going to be able to catch up to him.
John Fershing Jr. in the 15 has his work cut out for him if he wants to try and get ahead of David Keynes in that 3 truck. We're going to have, I want to say we're going to have 9 laps to go after we take green.
I think you're pretty safe with that, Chris. The lights are still on that pace car, so they're going to be going around at least one more time.
As the field is sorting itself out, we're on lap 60 of 70. This one is almost in the books, and I expect that there's going to be some pretty good battling going on for the last 9 or so laps of this race. Looks like we have a couple of cars that are going to be taking wave arounds. The 64 truck of Grayson Trexler, the 25 truck of Bucky Burt looking to take a wave around. Lights are off on the pace car, so it will be 9 laps to go when we get going. Green flag racing again.
I know what's going through all these drivers' heads right now, Chris. They're all taking deep breaths. They're loosening up their shoulders, shaking their arms a little bit. They want to finish this under green flag. They want to have a good race, and I think they can do it. It's hard. Right now there's 9 trucks on the lead lap. Matthew Eden's in that number 1 truck. He is 3 laps down. Jason Eisenhower, unfortunately, is 15 laps down right now. So I think that's what's going through their heads right now. They just want to be cool. They want to hit their marks. And they're going to be chasing down Canes in that number 3.
The pace car lights are off. We're coming out of turn 4, a hard left-hand turn. David Canes looking to put that 3 car up front on the inside. John Fershing Jr. as we go green flag racing again. John Fershing Jr. with a really nice start. David Canes knows he's in a battle. John Fershing carries some momentum off from that inside line. He's got the 18 truck right behind him of Travis Lonis, giving him a little push, saying, come on, let's go, John. John Fershing definitely responding. He is nose to nose with the 3 truck with David Canes. David Canes beat him out by inches at the start-finish line.
One of the biggest issues here, Chris, is that outside line. You can stay in the gas a little bit longer, as we're seeing that 15 car. He gets even, but then he has to back off a little bit just so he doesn't slide up on the track on that inside line. But if anybody can drive that inside line, it is John in the number 15 truck.
John Fershing Jr. has to give up the battle of first place, maybe just for a lap or 2, but his tires were starting to wear it. And back to the inside he goes. He's looking on the inside, trying to get away around that 3 truck of David Canes. David Canes running his line flawlessly right now as he is staying about a line and a half up, and then he pushes out to the wall perfectly on the straightaways.
I want to give a shout out to Corey Blevins. He's been doing really good. He's trying to get up to that 3rd place to battle for that lead as he's sitting in 4th right now, and we'll see what happens there. Also, Justin Anderson in the 16 truck, he was doing a really good job. He was actually side by side with that 24, Chris. But he learned, he's like, maybe I better back off my truck a little bit, try to save some tires, and he fell back a little bit, but that was a very respectful move. I didn't want to cause that caution, get up into him, so we'll see what happens.
We're getting ready to finish this one off as we're at lap 66 of 70 right now. John Fershing Jr. not giving up the fight. David Canes knows he's there. He sees a mirror full of white car right now. John Fershing is following his line right now, trying to find a way around him. And stays kind of right in line with him, maybe just a half a lane lower on the 1 and 2 turns, back outside to the wall on the backstretch. John Fershing Jr. trying to find a way, and there he goes down deep into turns 3 and 4. John Fershing Jr. trying to figure out a way around again, just doesn't have enough momentum when he drops down like that.
Yeah, it's hard because you really got to back off just so you don't lose it, Chris. It's going to be easy to get into a self spin there. That rear end will kick around, but he's definitely not giving up. He likes that bottom line. He likes to see that yellow right on the outside of his driver's door, and he might have a little bit of time. It's going to be hard to say as they're coming around to the start finish line to start lap 69.
Lap 69. And we're on turns 1 and 2 heading into the backstretch. John Fershing still trying to make that inside line work for him. He just doesn't have it on corner exit. Corner entry, he gains about a half a truck or maybe even a full truck length. And then he starts losing it as he starts going through that corner. We've got 1 lap to go. David Canes sitting in the dogbird seat right now. Doesn't look like John's going to be able to catch him. We'll see how it turns out in turns 3 and 4 because John just made a nice move. He was able to gain about a half a truck length. Here he goes into turn 3 and 4. John Fershing pushing hard. David Canes pushing like he wants to win this one. Oh, he touches the wall. He touches the wall, and that could be it right there. That's a photo finish.
That was a very close finish, Chris. Do you have the interval on that by chance?
Oh, really, really close. We're going to take an instant replay and take a look at that one. Holy smokes, that was a close finish.
From what I'm seeing, it looks like David Canes wins, Chris. John Bushing Jr. in that number 15 truck did a heck of a job. He tried to get up there, but he was 0.025 seconds away from the win tonight.
0.025 is your interval as we take a look at the last couple of laps again. My goodness, what a finish. That one is worth staying up for here at Iowa. The guys at TRRL do not disappoint with that finish. That was amazing. John Fershing Jr. coming up oh so short. David Keynes with the win. Travis Lonis in the 18 DeWalt truck takes home third. Corey Blevins fourth. Justin Anderson with a nice top 5 finish for him. So good job for the top 5. And here we go. We're going to look at this finish again. Boy, this thing was tight. I thought for sure, but man, that 3 truck was just carrying some wicked momentum around there. So great job from him. David Keynes, your winner. I want to give him the just desserts here. David Keynes winning this one.
As you're getting that one all set up, Chris, we went through the top 5, but Justin Richard in that number 82 truck comes in 6th. Grayson Trexler in the 64 comes in 7th. Rudy Widrick comes up 8th place. Bucky Burr, unfortunately, he is 1 lap down in the 9th position. Matt Edens comes in 5 laps down in 10th place. And Jason Eisenhower had a really rough night tonight. Comes in 11th, 26 laps down.
David Keynes, your winner tonight in the 3 truck. What a great job from him. Unfortunately, he's not in TeamSpeak, so I won't be able to get a word with him. However, we do have our 2nd place finisher by oh so little. We have John Fershing Jr. John Fershing Jr. I'm going to get in here and let's talk to him about that last lap because, man, what a ride that thing was. I'm sure he thought he had it, and he was just short. So, John Fershing, this is Chris and Rick up in the booth. Do you have a copy?
Yeah, I gotcha.
John, take me through that last, turn 3 and 4 up onto the straightaway. What were you seeing out that truck?
Oh man, I was running behind David up in the high line a little bit, and I knew I wasn't going to get around him just following him, so I had to try to go to the bottom, and I know that's hard to do. You can't really keep any speed down there, or if you do, you drift up into the guy outside of you. So I was trying to keep it off of him, and then coming off of 4 there, it looked like he just rubbed the wall and lost some speed and just drag race to the finish, and he got it. That was an awesome race, and congrats to him, and that was a lot of fun. Good clean racing.
A good night for you, John. 1st place in the Xfinity car, 2nd place in the truck. Congratulations again.
Well, thank you very much. It was, great night, and looking forward to next week.
As are we, my friend. Thank you very much. You have a great night. And I see David Keynes is actually our race winner. My goodness, David Keynes in the 3 truck. David, this is Chris and Rick up in the booth. Do you have a copy?
Yeah, I got you guys.
Hey, bud. Take me through that last couple of turns onto the front stretch. Tell me what you were thinking.
Well, for the last couple races, I've either won or been wrecked right at the end of it, so I was just trying to hold on, I guess. I seen the 15 was making a run toward me.
Yeah, he was making a run, and then you scraped the wall just a little bit and scrubbed some speed. I'm not going to lie to you, I thought you had lost it right there, but you managed to cross the line by a sliver.
Yeah, I seen he had a good run on the inside there, and I guess it kind of got me off my rhythm a little bit and missed the arc there into the corner, and I just pushed up a little bit and got against the wall. But, he had a good run. He was there. He was close the whole race.
Well, David, I want to thank you. Oh, Rick, go ahead.
I just want to say congratulations, man. That was one heck of a race. It was awesome to watch you take that win there, and you dominated, man. You put that number 3 truck in victory lane tonight, so congrats.
Yeah, thank you guys.
All right. I think this deserves some fireworks because that was a night race. Here they are. I want to thank all the viewers again. I want to thank Rick for joining me up in the booth. Thank Bucky, Burt, and TRRL for letting us do this for them. We're going to be coming back at you again with the TRRL League next Friday night for another doubleheader. Before that, we've got the Racing for a Cause K&N Throwback Series on Monday night. We've got the Racing for a Cause Late Model Series on Wednesday night. We're going to be bringing you 3 nights of action a week. This is going to be awesome. Rick, thank you very much for joining me up in the booth.
You're welcome, Chris. Thank you.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.